Today on Doomed! Live from New York, it's MAGA Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, on today's very special Saturday night edition of Doomed, I will be joined live with Leslie Lee III of Struggle Session as we torture ourselves watching this conservative comedy special that literally was just live online, no more than an hour ago, where they're basically doing their own, what would they call it, a deplorable Saturday Night Live. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to bring my guest up on the screen and myself as well. 1 second. Here we go. Leslie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so excited to do this because A, I've been meaning to have you on for a long time, as I was saying before the show. And B, I started doing these live watch-along type episodes of the show not too long ago. And the first one with a guest I did was with Jared Holt about a week or two ago, where me and him watched that QAnon movie that came out on YouTube that was going viral, got like millions of views from the weird QAnon people. And funny enough, you reminded me, because I tweeted it at you when we were watching it, and you just reminded me. You made a cameo. Well, your tweet made a cameo in that QAnon movie.
Yeah, I was very excited about that. I kind of wish more of the QAnon people had bothered to actually look me up and maybe support my Patreon. I didn't really see any windfall from it, but apparently I still don't know the context because I couldn't get through the film to actually get to the part where I'm in. But it's a tweet I did about how the movie Black Panther was actually had a very counter revolutionary message. I think they posted because it was me, a black guy, criticizing a film that the conservatives didn't like because they thought it was pro-black. But I was criticizing it because it was not actually pro-black. But I guess it doesn't matter to them as long as you're. I was one of the few people brave enough to actually criticize Black Panther outside of far right circles. So I guess that's why they liked it.
Right. I mean, it's too bad. All you needed was one of the QAnon people to actually go to your Twitter or your Patreon, because as you know, where they go one, they go all.
Yes. I didn't get a single tweet about it from any of those people. So I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed in them. I thought they went a little bit harder than that.
All you needed was one of them to go to your page. So apparently not one of them did. But anyway, So you tweeted out about this MAGA thing that's going on tonight. And it's, what's his face? That guy, that comedian, that conservative, comedian I use very graciously.
Very loose.
Yes.
Terrence Williams.
Right.
There's a couple of these guys, these conservative comedians. From what I can tell, he seems kind of low tier on the actual attempts to be funny. He's more of just like a scream talker. He's almost like the right wing kind of Kevin Hart, but not nearly as talented or as charming. And I think his argument is basically that he is, like a legitimate, comedy actor. He's somebody who goes on tour and he could be in movies, but he's been blackballed by Hollywood, not because of his lack of talent, but because he in his personal life is a conservative. And I'm excited to see, what this hidden talent that he has is. What is Hollywood trying to keep from us? Because, I don't know. Maybe we'll watch this and we'll be converted just because he's so damn funny.
Who knows? For all we know, it could start out and we will be on the floor laughing, like you said. Who knows?
Yeah.
And everyone will watch as two leftists are enjoying themselves watching a right, and we'll be on our ass. We'll be done. Our careers will be over.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is a very high risk, stream to do live, because if we involuntarily laugh at this humor, then it's over for us. We're done. We'll have to go right now. We'll have to be asking to be on the next special. We'll have to be reaching out to Terrence to put us on.
What do you think would be more damaging for us, actually? Being caught laughing at this or being caught laughing at actual Saturday Night Live?
Honestly, for me, I think personally, Saturday Night Live would probably be more people would be disappointed in me for laughing at Saturday Night Live than this, because this is try. It's so bizarre because like. I hate Saturday Night Live so much, and I think most people do.
Right.
I think the only people who actually genuinely ever like Saturday Night Live are like 12-year-old. Like when you're like 12, it seems like edgy and cool and it's on late. But at any age like after that, I think most people don't really care that much about it. So for them to like try and emulate so directly, even the ad that they showed had like the horrible late night jazz that Saturday Night Live like does, and it had the even like the weird like light graphics that they had, like even the intros, they all tried to emulate, make this be like, all right, this is conservative Saturday Night Live, which is kind of weird because Saturday Night Live is already like the right wing Saturday Night Live.
Right.
They had Trump on, they had Dan Crenshaw on, they love talking shit about like Bernie Sanders.
Right.
It's not a like, even though they get all weepy about Hillary Clinton, it's really not like anything that anybody like nominally on the left would be proud to be associated with or like.
Right. Now, I know you butt heads with your co-host about this a lot because I know he's a huge fan of SNL.
Yeah, like my
I know his
co-host
favorite. I know his favorite on the show is Michael Che, right?
Michael Che, of course. My co-host Jack Allison had a moment of like semi-fame because of his feud with Michael Che. Mostly one-sided. It came from Michael Che. Michael Che has a long history of like really pushing back on critics, which is, I don't really have a problem with that. And Jack and I didn't really have a problem with Michael Che like getting mad at Jack because Jack pointed out that the terms of service on the SNL website, like if you submit your writing to SNL, they reserve the right to own all your tweets in perpetuity. Like, and Jack just posted like, yeah, and that's kind of weird, fucked up clause to have in there. And then that set Michael Che off, which is fine. And then he got, started getting personal and going back and forth with Jack, which is fine. But then it kind of all died down, and like a few months later, he just starts making random tweets about like making fun of Jack for like not being rich, basically. And that was the only thing he could say is like, "You're not rich. You can't." Like Jack was talking about, I'm thinking of which office chair I could buy, and Michael Che would post on his Instagram, if it were me, I would just make my assistant buy both of them and then take the one back that I don't like. I'm like, that's the best you can do, Michael Che, because Michael Che, like, he is somebody who comes, from a lower class background, and now he's got money now, and he does fuck all with it except sit in his apartment and like talk shit to people who mildly criticize him online, which is now what everyone has to do. So I think Michael Che is probably enjoying quarantine life more than anybody, because this is how he was living anyway. He was making all that money at SNL, and he would just not do anything, not go anywhere, and just be obsessed over my co-host Jack for bizarre reasons.
Now let's jump into this SNL thing that the
All right.
conservatives did. Now, I originally planned us to start late for one of two reasons. One, my kids don't go to bed at 8 p.m. Eastern time like they started, so I can't do the show. But then B, for more logical reasons for the show, was I was hoping to actually pull the video when it was done, so I wasn't using, just streaming it from Facebook or YouTube and causing extra stress on like our internet connections, because it could get wonky. But
Yes.
they're apparently, according to what you told me, and I checked it when you told me this, and it's true. They're just putting this on loop, which means the actual thing is about 30 minutes long.
Yes.
But they are showing it for what I assume will be all eternity. It'll just be it'll never end.
It's so bizarre. All right, because when we got on, it was like, this thing's been on for like an hour 10 minutes. Like, are they like, must be a disaster? Like, but no, it's only 30 minutes. They were only able to put together 30 minutes of comedy, which is probably, if it's all funny, that would be more comedy than Saturday Night Live puts on any given Saturday in their like hour plus runtime. And I think it's really smart to try and do a half hour of sketch comedy. So I gotta give a point to them it's weird that they keep streaming it back to back to back on loop, but points to them for realizing that no sketch comedy is good after 30 minutes.
Right. I mean, why would you do an hour and a half every Saturday? Well, the Saturday nights that they do it, like SNL, when you could literally just not be funny for 30 minutes instead.
Yes, yeah. Just get it over with. So I was very excited that we're only doing this for 30 minutes.
I'm also very worried that at the end of this, we'll be happy to just have gotten it over with.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull it up. Because of how we're watching it, I need the audience to let me know if I'm too low or too loud, if Leslie is too low or too loud, and if the stream, the conservative SNL stream, is too low or loud. I will fix it as we watch in real time based on what you guys tell me. So just help me out there. Other than that, I'm going to pull up the show. All right. And without further ado, we're going to get started. You see it on your end, Leslie?
I see the screen. It's not playing yet.
Okay,
But yes,
cool.
I
Yep,
see.
here we go.
High energy start.
What's that?
High energy start to
Yep.
it.
1 second. I think actually we have an issue already. Uh, 1 second. Let me see why it's not coming through on the feed here. 1 second. It should be going to everybody. Did you guys hear it on the YouTube stream? Yeah, they're saying no audio. Give me a second here, and I will figure this out. We'll find out why that's the case. La-di-da. So, see any good wrestling lately, Leslie?
You sound chopped and screwed on my end now.
Ah. How about now? No? 1 second. Do you hear me, buddy? All right, he doesn't hear me, I don't think. Which means I screwed something else up. 1 second. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm going to take a quick break here and we will come right back.
We gotta talk about something. Why are you always hating on President Trump? Why?
Check. Okay. Now I know what to do. Cool. We can come back now. It's fixed! And I just ruined the joke. All right, we are going to make this work now. It works. All right, cool. So here we go. Without any further ado, without me screwing anything else up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Leslie, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Hey, it's Terrence here, and I'm here in quarantine, just like you. It has been so hard. But I ended up cracking. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I cracked. Ended up inviting somebody over here. Got my girl Nancy Speaker Pelosi with me.
So
Nancy,
stupid.
So you're not gonna
Oh,
say
come
nothing
on.
to the people, Nancy? So you want to act shy?
I can give the points for being starting
What
off
you mean you
mean.
don't never be talking?
Starting
You
off
always
really mean to a
talking.
politician. That's
Come
good.
on.
Saturday Night
Come
Live
on. But
treats
anyways,
all the Democrats with
I'm not
such
gonna argue
reverence,
with
and
you,
even some of the
Nancy.
Republicans too.
You're
So
not gonna. We got a
Right.
lot to talk about. But before I'm from the South, so I'm
that little quit, I'll give him
Southern
points for that.
hospitality. Well, I got some ice cream here. I got some wine. Like what you want? You know.
Something tells me this joke's going to go on for way too long.
Yes, yeah. But so far so good. So far so good.
You can't have
Better
your
than
normal
SNL.
9 glasses. You can't have your normal 9 because you're not finna be over here sloppy drunk, then screaming "Me Too" or something.
This is better than the invisible Obama that Clint Eastwood did.
Right.
So we gonna do the 1 glass and that's it.
Bad Me Too joke.
But Nancy, before I give you this drink, we gotta talk about something. Why
Okay, the cuts to the
are
skeleton.
you always hating on President Trump? Why? Don't tell me it was that he won thing and you lost thing. Don't, because that's just childish.
All right, see
So,
now
you
he's
know
losing
that's
the
childish. You too
comedy
grown, Nancy.
because he's trying to make a
You're
political
95 years
argument
old.
for
You
some
can't
reason.
be.
But what's the political argument? He doesn't even know. Apparently, he doesn't even know why Trump and Nancy Pelosi don't get along.
Yeah.
What?
Like, it gotta be something more
Because
than
Trump
he
won
won
and Nancy
you
lost,
Like,
but
what
she
is it?
didn't. Oh.
You know, are you jealous of him? You know, or are you?
He's
Is
still
the fact
asking if
that
she's jealous.
You just a nervous person? Like,
See,
what is it?
you could have already cut this
I'm
skit
just
and it would have been a
don't
success.
I'm
Right.
really trying
Right.
to
The cut to
understand.
Nancy
I'm not
Pelosi
getting
would have been
loud.
good.
I am not getting loud with you.
But then he didn't need to talk to her at all. It could have just been
no.
it.
They could have cut right after.
How did you get rich? That's what I want to know. Like, no, this is not.
He's
I'm not
having a
trying to
full-on
put you on blast. Come
conversation.
on. This is like person to person, me to you. I really want to know personally. Like, how did you make all that money? That's what I want to know. Like, how
See,
do
now
I
he's
make
like
all
getting into
that?
like
I wanna get
conspiracies that
kind of
only
money.
people on the right know about.
Yeah.
Like, are you
What do I
supposed? How
gotta
did
do? No, what do I
Nancy
gotta
make her
do?
money? I have never
I gotta do
wondered
what?
that. Okay, what? He could have cut that 2 minutes ago, and it would have been actually an okay intro.
Benny Johnson's on this. What?
Oh God. It's the same with the fake crowd noise.
The Hodge twins.
Oh man, that was awesome!
Billy Ray
They're
Cyrus is on
laughing at
this.
their own skit. They're laughing at their own
So
skit.
perfect for Pelosi.
Like they're already doing like a
That was
commentary on
Pelosi.
top
What you
of the
talking
skit
about?
they just did.
That was Nancy Pelosi. No. Listen, that's fake news. I lied. That skeleton is actually younger than Nancy Pelosi. Please believe.
Oh,
Very,
pow!
very much younger.
Oh,
Younger
well,
brother.
man, where did you learn to dance like that? That was some awesome moves.
Come on, you know black folks are known for moving and grooving. Come on,
Oh,
you know
Jesus
I come from
Christ.
I'm a Motown baby.
Yeah. Well, hey,
You
how
can't
you
call
holding
Nancy
up out there in
Pelosi old in
California? You
reference
doing all right? You
Motown.
eating good?
Right.
Well, it's a little loony in LA. It's very loony out here, very
I hear
crazy.
you.
But you know, I mean, I'm eating good a little bit.
Did they
Sometimes, I
not
mean, they
have a
don't cook
skit
like the people do in the South.
for
I'm from
this
the
guy?
South. They don't season the food right out here. The chicken don't taste right. The pork chop don't taste right. No,
They're just
nothing tastes
talking
right.
about the
But
show they just did,
Well, that's because they don't have that
like the skit they just did.
That's because they don't
It's
have
a
that
2-minute
grandma
skit, and
grease
now they're
can
talking
right next
about how
to the
good it was.
stove to cook with.
I know, sad, very sad. But man,
Well, the good part is at least I don't have to worry about it because I've got somebody living with me. I got a wife that's a live-in cook.
oh,
Oh boy.
the pro women are coming for you now, buddy.
Oh
Alright,
boy.
I'm talking.
okay.
All right.
Well, this
All
is
right.
going to be great. We've been trapped in the houses. We've been holed up. Aren't you ready to release some of the creativity and the
Man,
bizarreness?
I'm ready to release it all.
Release.
I think
You know what? Let's
could
just go
do
ahead
like
and
a
go
30
on with
second
the
skit. I
show.
don't
Let's
think you got
do it.
that much
Come
more.
on. Let's go.
Release the
What was the
hounds.
point of this? Just do the show. Just do
Hey,
more of the show.
We're the Harsh Twins, and as you can see,
Okay.
we're in our garage. In the garage, man. Now, a lot of y'all been stuck at home in quarantine because this damn China flu. Yeah, we call it China flu because it's Chinese. A lot of y'all
Okay.
ain't got
Oh,
access
boy.
to a gym. You're starting to look
All
like
right.
Jerry
I guess
Nadler
these are
back
like
in the 90s.
YouTubers.
When
As
Fat
soon as
Jerry
like,
was
they're
in
doing
his
the
prime.
YouTube riff
But
thing.
no worry.
I actually have to pause it because this is this is first of all, what we've seen so far is an opening skit that would have been decent if he had cut it about about 70% of it, maybe even
Yes.
80%. Then we cut to a scene of him and a Billy Ray Cyrus lookalike.
Type. Billy Ray Cyrus Kid Rock hybrid
Right.
type guy. He didn't say anything like really interesting or funny. He just seemed like some dude that I don't know. I guess conservatives know.
Right.
But he didn't tell jokes. He just said like his wife was his live-in cook, which is like you wouldn't even call that like a dad joke. That's not even a joke. That's just
Right. Like yeah, we we get that humor that's from about what 50 years ago. I mean,
yes.
you're gonna call someone a hockey puck next. I mean, and then we go to these two. Are you familiar with these guys, the Hodge twins?
No, but I just googled them. I guess they're YouTubers who do like a fitness channel, but also do videos explaining why unarmed black men deserve to be shot, or something stuff
right.
shit like that. And it's just I don't think they're really funny, but they know enough about the format of like short form videos to kind of fake being funny, like viral Vine type shit. But I don't think they have any real like ambitions or talent besides that. They just happen to be political in a certain sense, when most of the low level YouTubers and Vine people might not be.
Right. Well, someone on the YouTube chat, Carter, said that apparently Carter is a fan of the Hodge twins or watched their stuff before, and is shocked because they never showed any inkling of becoming MAGA guys when they watched their videos. Oh, so back in the day. So the Hodge twins were apparently not always MAGA guys.
See, I'm actually looking, and they have like it looks like they only started their conservative branding, unless they maybe had different channel, about 1 month ago did they start going on to the making explicitly like conservative videos. Maybe it's a new channel, but I'm looking at it, and like most of their channel is actually them eating like really bad for you food and shit like that, like triple cheeseburgers and stuff like that. That's mostly what they're doing on the channel. Like 90% of their videos just them eating like food that would give the normal person a coronary, but they work out all the time, so it's fine.
All right, let's jump back in. We're probably gonna have to pause it a few times because Sometimes these levels, I'm still trying to figure put the levels together for everybody. I see.
Well, it's not your fault because the themselves are like different levels because it's not well together.
Right, right. I've been going up and down, and then I notice you're talking, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't hear what Leslie just said. So we'll probably pause it every now and then when that happens. But other than that, let's continue with this wonderful MAGA SNL.
Yeah, we are fitness professionals. We came up with the Democrat home workout. Yeah, you can call it DNC workout if you want. We really don't give a shit. It's real simple. You don't need a lot of equipment. Hell, you don't even need brain cells for this workout. Now, as fitness professionals, yeah, we should tell you to check with your doctor. Make sure you're healthy enough to work out. Make sure your ticker's okay. But since you're liberal, I could care less. Blue wave coming. Dementia 2020.
That
Let's
was a
start the
spot where they
workout.
could have put a joke in.
Now, before we
They could have
start
put
the
a joke in,
program,
they
we
just
can start
didn't.
off with
Right.
some warm-up exercises. We're gonna start with some Obamas. All you're doing is bowing.
Oh,
Pretend
Jesus
to be
Christ.
bowing to your favorite.
These are young
Four
guys.
leaders.
How do
Think
they
Iran.
even know about the Obama
Think China.
bowing thing? That feels like it was like 20 years ago.
Right,
Obama.
right.
Like they were in like
Obama.
high school when that
How
was
you
like
feel?
the thing.
I feel like a Muslim. The next warm-up exercise is called the Jerry
God.
Nadler. I like to call them fat Jerrys. All you're doing is you want to walk as ridiculous as possible.
Wait, who are they making fun of?
Give me 3 more.
I don't think they even know, to be quite honest with you.
They said
How you
Jerry.
feel? I feel like a fat ass. All right, the next warm-up exercise is called the Kaepernick. What you want to do is you want to get a deep lunge.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick joke.
Okay.
Right,
To
yeah.
make this exercise even more effective is you might want to do it in front of a flag.
That's not a joke.
All right, get the hell off. All right, the next exercise is called the AOC.
No,
How is that a joke?
what's the? Let's see what the AOC is.
Okay.
I'm dying to see what this
All
is.
you're doing is pretending you're in college. You're bartending. You're mixing drinks.
What?
Split arm, forearm, shoulders. Woo! How you feel? Like a dumbass. The next exercise is called the Don
I
Lemon.
think that's their one.
You're
that's
gonna need a
their
workout
catchphrase.
partner for this
Dumbass.
one. All you
All
need
right, this
is
is
a
one.
light
This is one
5
people
pound
already were
dumbbell.
clipping
Yeah.
and showing on Twitter. So
Turn
I
over
think
here
this
like
is most
it this
one.
way,
It's
brother.
probably gonna be very good.
All right. See, right now, Kevin squatted over.
Yeah.
He can feel in his glutes, his quads, his lower back. Yeah, it's great. Feels good, man. All right, so what I'm going to do is add some resistance. I'm going to put all my weight on his back. Yeah, got this dumbbell. This is where I come in. Take the dumbbell, and you start pumping. It's a good forearm exercise. Yeah. You can also
Okay.
call them reach aroings. Oh, man.
Now I feel like I'm watching
I felt that in
SNL.
my forearm. What do you feel?
A
Feel it in my ass, man. Yeah.
long,
All right.
boring
We
you know,
got done
skit
doing
that
that
basically just
grueling
leads up to
DNC
homophobic
workout.
jokes.
It's time for a
That's
post-workout
on
meal.
brand.
Yeah. What you want to do is you want to go out in town and go buy the most.
All right, let's pause it there because I believe these guys think that they're funny, but also I believe they think a joke is a joke if you just create this whole big setup with no punchline, and then the other person who's off screen just yells at you to stop doing whatever you're doing, because that's pretty much been
Yeah.
every joke. The Kaepernick
Yeah,
one.
he yells "dumbass" off camera,
Right.
or something like the Kaepernick one just didn't make any sense. What you do is I guess, I mean, if you're super conservative, the concept of kneeling in front of a flag, I guess it's the same as the bowing thing. It just shows that you're such a chump and a wimp, and so saying Kaepernick would kneel, even though that's what he's most famous for, is like an own in itself. Like, what, that loser, he kneels. I'm like he wants to kneel. Like, everybody knows he's kneeling. He's doing it on purpose. I guess if you are so deep in the conservative brain where you are supposed to show a different kind of reverence to the flag, you're supposed to cry in front of it or whatever instead of kneeling. I don't know. I guess it's manlier to put your heart, your hand over your heart than it is to kneel. There's no jokes really, except for maybe like Don Lemon is gay. Like that's about it. But that's a very SNL joke. So maybe I can give him a point for like being as good as SNL.
All right, I got some good news. They apparently have ended their live stream, which means I've been able to download the video, which means it won't be choppy anymore, and we could fix the levels much better. So let me quickly, we're going to rearrange and quickly give me 1 second to just do that. That way, people will be able to enjoy this more. Because this has been, as bad as the comedy's been, the choppiness has been just as annoying to me. Here we go. So we got that up. Let me make sure people can hear it.
All right, so I don't hear it.
You don't hear it. Cool. Let's let me just give up once again and all right, let me if anything, I'll just go back to the live stream feed, but that was annoying as hell. So let's all right, we'll just continue playing, I guess, because the show must go on.
Most expensive ice cream you can find that no normal person could ever afford in their lifetime. I like to call these Nancy Pelosi's.
See,
And
they
what you
didn't
wanna
commit
do
to the
is,
bit because
you
that's
wanna
the
focus
cheapest
in
kind
on
of
the
ice cream
bicep.
you can buy.
Yeah.
The kind that comes in like a plastic
Focus
bucket,
on
that's
the
the cheapest
forearms,
kind
the
of ice cream.
biceps, the shoulders.
They didn't want to spend that
Concentrate
$8
into the
for the
mouth.
Jennies. They didn't want to put
What
that
you get there?
$9 in on the
Try to
Jennies
get that
for
Black Lives
a
Matter.
joke.
Yeah, get some of that Black Lives Matter in you. Hey, I'm gonna go and give me some of this white privilege here. Yeah, go and get that white privilege, that vanilla up in you.
Just saying Black Lives Matter
Oh my God.
in a voice is not a joke. Saying white privilege is a
Everything's
joke.
so much clearer
It's
now.
not a joke.
They're talking about ice cream. Let's
Wow,
be
life is
like,
easy.
do they? I don't know if they know this, but they're talking about ice
I
cream.
think I'm gonna get that promotion.
Like, do they believe in white privilege? Because that joke implies that they believe white privilege is real.
Hey everybody,
and
it's
that's
me,
supposed to pass.
Dr. Phil. How y'all doing?
Oh my God.
Come
Okay.
on, folks. How
Get the
y'all
professional thing.
doing? I am doing great during this COVID crisis because I'm rich, and people always do better when they're rich in these global nightmares. Believe me. Now, the important thing.
That's not a conservative
during this
joke.
Lockdown, stay.
Yeah, I don't think they do. Do they know what liberals think of Dr. Phil? Even like
Yeah,
liberals,
I-
even
I-
liberals
look-
don't like Dr. Phil.
I don't think they do. I don't think liberals like Dr. Phil. Like, he had the association with Oprah, but like most people are like, fuck Dr. Phil right now. I mean, and he just hosts like a trashy TV show. It's like, and it's so outdated too. Like, why would you do a Dr. Phil? Phil, like, he's not that popular anymore. I don't think.
I mean, I'm assuming that this conservative guy who thinks he's funny can literally just do a Dr. Phil impression, but barely, it seems. And so
And
he's like,
he looks like he's wearing blackface too. Maybe that's just because we're streaming a stream, but he looks like he has on very dark makeup for playing Dr. Phil, who is not. He's just kind of tan. He's just kind of tan. He's not like really dark.
right. All right, let's continue with whatever they think they're doing here.
Home thing is, I am still on TV. It's tough right now for you, but like I always say, you got to do the hard times so you can enjoy the fun times. Now, I also say you can put a kimono
Is that a Dr.
on a
Phil thing?
squirrel, but it still won't speak Japanese. Who knows what that means? I have no idea.
That
but
does seem like a
people
Dr. Philism.
eat it up. What you put up with, you end up with. That is why today I want to talk directly to COVID-19. Hey, COVID, what the heck are you? A germ, a flu, a virus, a Nerf ball with zits? What is your deal? Are you from a wet market or from a lab? Or are you from a wet market
I don't get
inside of a
this.
lab? Now, I believe half the solution to any problem lies in defining it. Now, for a virus, you are all over the place. Some people get really sick.
So here's the thing,
Some
like I
people
just Googled
barely
it.
get sick.
Dr.
Some people
Phil
die.
was
And
actually is
some
like
people
went on
do
Fox
not
and
get
said
sick at
COVID wasn't
all
that big
and
a
are
deal and we shouldn't have done social
asymptomatic.
distancing.
You are
So I'm not sure why they're making fun of him for like saying what they like about COVID. He said, yeah, he got in trouble for like trying to downplay COVID deaths. So I'm not sure what the joke is because I don't know. Like this is something that Saturday Night Live would do to make fun of Dr. Phil for going on Fox News and downplaying it and saying we shouldn't do social distancing.
Right. This is one of their guys. Like
Yeah. I guess this guy he just does Dr. Phil and like he had to do it. He's one of the few conservative comedians they could find who could with a green screen at his house. So fuck it. We're gonna do a Dr. Phil segment.
I do like the idea, and it would really, it's not even like out there that there would be a conservative comedian who could literally just do Dr. Phil. Apparently.
living inside of people and you are doing nothing. That is plain lazy. You call yourself a worldwide pandemic, but your death rate stinks. More people die smoking cigarettes in a pool while having a car accident in a year than you put in a grave. You are not doing your job. Over 140,000 people recovered from you.
Because this is kind of what Dr. Phil actually said.
That's a lot of people walking away
So
from you.
this is very
How's that
SNL
working
is
out
like
for
they
you?
just
I'm
repeat
starting
the
to think that
news
you are not
slightly
as bad
more
as
absurdly,
you think
and that's
you
kind of
are.
what this is.
You are just confused.
Right.
You need to ask yourself, hey, who am I? You need to take responsibility for your life and settle down. And another thing, you are far too promiscuous.
They should have had a
You're
laugh track though.
lonely because
SNL
you
messes
are
up
not
with this
there
too.
for you.
Have the laugh
You just
track.
jump
Have
from
the fake
person to
laughter.
person, package to package,
Your
counter
show
to
needs
counter.
is not funny
you
enough
are
to get away with
definitely
that.
not the sharpest virus in the shed, okay? Countertops don't get sick. Stop wasting your time on inanimate.
That's kind of funny. That's kind of a funny line. Countertops don't get sick. That's kind of a funny joke. Like, I mean, that's just an SNL skit. Like, it's boring. It's not funny. There might be one funny joke in there. You don't get the point. It's just repeating stuff that's happening in the real world. That guy, hey, I say bump him up to SNL. Like bumped off of Dr. Phil up to SNL because that wasn't even conservative comedy. That's just like regular SNL shit.
Now, apparently, they just stopped the Facebook feed that we were pulling this off of. So now we have no choice but to go to this video, and I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Do you hear it on your end?
No, I don't.
They just killed their own feed.
Let's see. Let me see.
Means I have no idea, but people eat.
All right, I hear it now.
You hear it?
What you put up with, you end.
Now, the one problem is that I don't hear it. Oh my god, they're killing me here. They would have made this so much easier if they just fucking showed it one goddamn time in the beginning, and then I could have pulled this and had this ready to go. Let me.
So the YouTube video. Oh.
Oh my. All right.
The YouTube video is up and it's static. It's not live. If you want to go to just YouTube page.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Let me see.
with. That is why today I want to talk directly.
Look at that. So bizarre. So bizarre.
Oh, look up who this Dr. Phil guy is.
Directly to COVID-19. Hey, COVID.
What the fuck? All right, man. I guess I'll just pull up the YouTube and we'll do it from there.
All right, cool.
Of course this stuff happens. Of course this happens. You hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you good. We didn't mention that this is technically called the
Do you hear me still?
Deplorable. Yeah, I hear you still.
All right.
What the heck are you?
So bizarre. Today on
Doom!
Why would that happen? I did something. I messed something up. Wait, this might have fixed it. 1 second.
Privilege right here. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh my God. Everything's so much clearer now. Wow, life is easy. I think I'm going to get that promotion.
Not funnier the second time around, I have to say.
Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Phil. How y'all doing? Oh, come on, folks. How y'all doing? I am doing great during this COVID crisis because I'm rich, and people always do better when they're rich in these global nightmares. Believe me. Now, the important thing during this lockdown, stay-at-home thing is I am still on TV. It's tough right now for you, but like I always say, you got to do the hard times so you can enjoy. Speak Japanese. Idea, but people eat it up. What you put up.
All right, here we go. I guess they're back with their. You see that on your side? Wait.
Not yet.
All right.
Okay, yeah. But don't hear it yet.
All right. All right.
All right, cool.
You hear it on your end?
I just heard it for a second, then stop.
No, you like them, 5 pounds.
Living inside of people, and you are doing nothing.
No.
Yeah, I was hearing it with a little bit with echo though.
Oh my god. You know, this was bound to happen eventually. But how about
That is plain lazy. You call yourself a worldwide pandemic, but your death rate stinks. More people die smoking cigarettes in a pool while having a car accident in a year than you put in a grave.
I don't know.
You are not doing your job. Over 140,000 people recovered from you in the U.S. Recovered. That's a lot of people walking away from you. How's that working out for you? I'm starting to think that you are not as bad as you think you are. You are just confused. You need to ask yourself, hey, who am I? You need to take responsibility for your life and settle down. And another thing, you are far too promiscuous. You're lonely because you are not there for you. You just jump from person to person, pack to pack.
I
check. We did it. We're back. You there, Leslie?
yes, I'm here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The funny thing is, when I did this with Jared, no problem. So the issue has got to be you. Now this is because they didn't have that shit ready, so we didn't get to test it. So I was fucking with putting the browser audio through, and then that got all screwed up when they stopped the when they cut that stream out. All right, we are back. Is this where we even left off? This Dr. Phil bit? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
This
Want
endless
you
bit.
to start living your life like a flu, a seasonal flu. And you as a flu, you can be as lazy as you want. You don't have to put someone on a ventilator. That takes a lot out of you, okay? You can just make them feel crappy for a couple of weeks. Does that sound like a better plan for you to take on? You know what I always
so
say?
weird. It's
The
such...
best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, except in this particular
I guess
case.
Dr.
But
Phil trying to
COVID-19
counsel
never
the
allows
COVID
someone
virus
else
is
to
very
define you
SNL-like.
based on how they
And like
perceive
SNL,
you.
the skit has
And
gone on twice as
if you
long
need to talk to me,
as it could have.
I'm right here. Okay.
Like, it had one funny
Look,
joke in the middle,
if I
but
can
that's about
straighten
it.
out Britney Spears, I can straighten out you.
Oh, that's an old reference. Britney Spears on Dr. Phil.
Oh my god, these people. Oh no.
Back to the ice cream. Why didn't they coordinate? Like in pro wrestling, you don't want the two wrestlers doing the same finisher move on the same show. Why are there multiple skits where the punchline is that ice cream exists and Nancy Pelosi ate it?
Also, isn't their whole thing right now that Nancy Pelosi had that ice cream she was eating? Like, what? Wasn't that a whole thing? Am I just misremembering that Nancy Pelosi, who they hate more than anybody, was sitting around eating ice cream while all hell was breaking loose?
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, I guess they're just referencing it while understanding why people were mad about it in the first place, because people on the left were mad about it too.
Right. Who knows, man? Who knows with these weirdos?
I'm afraid I've lost track. After quarantine, I'll be as big as one of Carol Baskin's cats. She did it. Now my friends are gonna find out what I really look like.
Oh, Christ.
No Botox, spray tans, or highlights. Overserved and overfilled in this quarantine.
I guess they're making fun of celebrities. I guess this is kind of an okay joke. I guess.
Right.
But it wouldn't be a country song, though. That's the thing. If you're going to do a parody song, you should do a parody song that in the style that the people will be parodying.
Oh, I didn't need to see that. That's one thing I didn't need to see.
I guess it's a nice melody, but the guy Pete on SNL, he keeps doing songs for the show, and it's clear that he's just like, he would make music in his free time and then he sends it to SNL and gets paid for it, because like the songs aren't even like funny or anything. It's just like him doing his music.
Right.
We would rather do than be on SNL.
Right.
This actually more effort than the music on SNL right now, because they're trying to do a joke of some sort. Nancy Pelosi.
But
I wish they had.
they're literally like the whole point of liberals, well, not liberals, leftists, when they criticize Nancy Pelosi, it's that whole like, you know, the whole like upper scale liberal, you know, like bullshit, you know, and they're sitting there eating the ice cream, drinking the wine in their nice homes, like they're literally, like, without joking, because their whole thing is that they're not liberals because they're talking about how they can't get their, you know, their hair done and all that stuff. I mean, and then their just thing is to just knock the Botox, which seems cheap when everything else you're doing is like pretty much just like Nancy Pelosi. And I mean, also, you probably haven't hit up the Botox yet because you're about 40 years younger than Nancy Pelosi.
I didn't really understand where they were going with that joke. I almost want to say that maybe they weren't trying to be that political, other than the yelling at Nancy Pelosi. They were actually being legitimately saying like this is what everybody is like during quarantine. They're just sitting around eating ice cream, drinking wine, letting themselves go to shit. Maybe if that's the joke they're telling, then that's actually probably an okay song, aside from screaming it about Nancy Pelosi.
I'm worried about hitting play on this with this right now. White House press conference. Let's strap in, Leslie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president's new press secretary, Ray Johnson.
Oh, Ray. Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
Listen, y'all don't understand. This is
What if the press? So okay, this is again another thing that SNL would do. What if the press secretary was a black guy?
Right.
But he doesn't have the range to do this. Like, he's not Chris Rock. He's not Dave Chappelle. He can't keep this going.
Where's Hillary Clinton at when you need her? She keeps hot sauce in her bag. Anyway, let's get started.
And his
Let me
talking
put this
black
let-
voice
I
is too
don't-
weird. I can say it. His talking black like a black guy voice is weird.
But
It doesn't
let's
work.
get
It
down
doesn't
to
work
it,
like
okay?
Kevin Hart's.
What I'm not about to have today is a bunch of stupidness up in here. Not on my watch. Not at all. Don't ask no stupid questions. Don't even look stupid. If you look stupid, you out of here. Okay? Don't ask about no taxes. Don't be asking about no baby mamas and who been
It's like
with
he
who
doesn't
and
have
who
a
slept
script
with who.
either
They ain't
because
none of
he
your
could.
business.
There are spots
Okay?
where he could make this skit
So,
funny if he like took the
MSNBC
time to write
and
out some
CNN,
jokes
look
that were
at
actually
me, okay?
Right.
instead of just
The
talking
first
in a
three
funny
questions
way.
you finna ask is stupid. So don't even ask them.
Because this is
Don't
the
even
Key and
do it.
Peele anger translator skit. It's
First
Key and
question.
Peele
Do
did
you
it and
agree with the president's statement and his understanding of federalism that his power is total, right, in the way that he described it? Is there anything you'd like to add or in context you'd like to add to the way he was discussing that?
What the hell did I just say? Huh?
And what takes
Of
it
course
down.
he got total power. He got my little cousin Mookie out. Little Mookie. Little
Oh,
Mookie
come.
was doing 2 calendars. That's 2 years. We didn't think Little Mookie was gonna come home.
Little
Little Mookie
Mookie.
came home in 2 months because Prez. One phone call, Little Mookie was home. Okay? Next question.
Oh Jesus!
What advice do you have for parents schooling their children at home?
Well, I ain't got no kids, but they been supposed to be. I mean, put them to work. I mean, we need masks. Tell them.
No,
Set
the
up
joke
shop,
there
make some
isn't that you don't
masks.
have any kids. The joke there is well, my baby mama. Like that's the hacky joke that Saturday Night Live would do. Would talk about. He would have like 10 kids, all 10 of my kids out of school, and driving my baby mama insane. That's the hacky version of
Right.
the
Well,
joke.
this guy,
You-
he's a comedian, right? The first rule of this sort of comedy is yes end. Like,
Yes.
he's told that what do we do about kids? So the yes, there's kids. Okay, so this is what you do about kids. Whatever wackiness he wants to say there, that's where his joking would be. But he just shuts it down. What's the point of even using that clip if you're just shutting it down? That's like the first rule of comedy. You just go with it.
Yes.
I mean, unless there was a joke in him not having kids, but there's not. He says, "I don't
There's
have
not.
kids," but
And shut up. Stop asking me questions. Like that's that. He's trying to do the character as you're supposed to be like this black guy who just puts everyone down and tells them to shut up. But like that's not like that doesn't have that many legs. Like especially when he's using clips of real press conferences that aren't funny. Like they aren't funny in their own right. It doesn't make sense.
right, it's just bizarre. And I'm sure it'll get. I mean, he came out with like a piece of like fried chicken, right? I mean,
Yes.
Do we? Let's. I mean, this could only go downhill, really.
America great again, I guess. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. Next question.
All of this turmoil, particularly this last week, has the president at any time thought about stepping down before or now?
What kind of dump? Have you ever thought about stepping down from CNN?
That's
Have you ever
see,
thought about that?
that was a
You let me
good
know it. You
setup
had it,
for a
then you had it.
joke, and
Thought
even the
about
cut
stepping
was
down.
kind of funny, but
Next question,
he
come on.
fumbled it. He completely fumbled it. I was ready. I was ready for something funny.
If you were to say right here at this briefing that the press, the people who are gathered in this room right now, doing their jobs every day, asking questions of officials like the ones you brought forward earlier, are not the enemy of the people. I think we deserve that.
Deserve?
Okay, laughing to yourself in complete silence.
You
It's
are
not a
the
joke.
enemy of the people. Because all you do, look at me when I'm talking to you. All you do is start drama. All you do is come
Being
to this,
in an
come
improv
to this
class
White
with this
House,
guy must have
and
been a
all you
nightmare.
do
An
is
absolute
lie on
nightmare.
the homie. And you gonna sit here and say you deserve? You deserve what? You deserve to get the hell up out of here. That's what you deserve. You don't deserve to be here, Jim, okay? Get out of here. I said nobody asked stupid questions.
Oh,
and
man.
you came in here looking stupid. That's 2 strikes. And you work for CNN. That's 3 strikes. You are out. Get out of here. I'm done with this. I just can't do it. I'm done. Y'all got to go. Everybody go. Go. I got somewhere to be anyway. Get the hell. God. Go. April, get up. Go. Everybody go.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't.
What I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to be Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart, for the most part, doesn't actually tell jokes. He just says stuff in a funny voice. But Kevin Hart has a very good funny voice. This man does not. He doesn't really like. It makes me appreciate Kevin Hart more, because Kevin Hart has funnier ad lib. He just says funnier, not jokes. I don't know. This guy is very, very, very bad. He needs to write out clear scripts with, words. He needs a writer actually writing down the words for him to say, and work on his black funny voice, because that skit, it had potential. Like, I actually liked the cut when he had the sunglasses on. Like, they should have done more cuts. That can make it funny, because then you start to actually believe that guy is actually in the press conference with the real people. But no, failed skit.
Right. I mean, there was a point towards the end there where I don't think he was even trying to be funny anymore. He was just
yelling.
Yelling. Like, there was nothing even. There was no even attempt. I can't even say he failed at a joke attempt. He was just wanted to get something off his chest at CNN. Really, frankly.
God, he must have been a terrible improv partner.
I don't like. I forgot to mention it when we started. His whole shtick is really, really like corny to begin with, because his thing is just a reaction comedy. If you go on Twitter and you see his stuff, basically he grabs a clip or a news article or whatever, and he does like a side by side, how you and me are right now, and on one side is him, and on the other side is that clip or article, and it's just him watching it with his reaction, sort of like what we're doing now, but it's he doesn't give any commentary in that way. It's just like he just goes like, "Oh really? Oh really?"
Yeah, it's just these bug-eyed reactions.
Right, or
videos.
He'll grab like a teacup and he'll sip the tea or something like that. That's his whole thing. So I mean, I guess anyone who thought he would be better at this was, I guess they should have known better.
See, I think the thing is, like, with the props and the cuts, he can actually like get a good chuckle, get a good laugh. But that's really all he can do. He can do like a Vine video with a quick cut where you see somebody and then you cut away and then you see them and they're holding something ridiculous, like the Nancy Pelosi skeleton or the sunglasses. He can do that kind of humor, but that's like very short, and you can't turn that into a 2-3 minute skit. Generally speaking, maybe a 2-minute skit, but not like a 5-minute skit, which is what he's doing.
Yeah, the funny thing is that it's the best skit so far was the beginning, and all you needed was his intro, and his turn to Nancy Pelosi as the skeleton.
Yeah,
and then the end cut. Welcome to Deplorable Saturday Night Live. Like, that's it. Like,
yeah.
And then it could have gone downhill from there instead of going downhill before the intro when he was still doing the opening skit. All right, let's go back to this quarantine news with Nick Peterson now.
Good evening. Breaking news in the spread. Dishes. Experts say we've reached the point in which the dishwasher is
this is Benny Johnson, right?
Let's head over to Nick in the kitchen for more.
Is it? Is that him?
Nick, what can you tell us?
Hey, Nick. Yeah, what we're seeing here is just a lack of attention to the dishes. And this has caused a problem which has absolutely snowballed. And with more wine glasses being used than usual, which have to be hand washed, we're just seeing an unmanageable buildup over here.
Okay, this skit is kind of fine. It's kind of fine so far.
Now, it makes me feel not so bad about this whole live stream having these technical glitches throughout, because this is clearly a pre-taped piece, and no one informed this dude that his audio mic was only coming in through one channel. Do you notice that? They did not attempt to turn it.
That's one button in like a Premiere to fix that, guys.
Right.
Next time, next Saturday night, I guess.
Right. I mean, so I'm feeling better about this thing not going as smoothly as it could have. But let's get back.
This is okay so far. This is okay.
They went back to the wine joke, if you noticed, and I mean,
yes,
we've already had 3 or 4 sketches where there was a wine joke.
Yeah, you gotta talk this out.
Right.
You gotta tell other people that you're gonna finish with the lariat, otherwise they're gonna do it in the middle of the match, and you're gonna look like a chump for getting pinned by the lariat.
Right. And again, if your enemy number 1 is Nancy Pelosi, the wine joke for yourself also doesn't really hit quite as well either.
Crisis. While we were expecting a drop in loads per day with less activity, that hasn't seemed to be the case, especially for this resident.
And I ain't done squat all month. I've been wearing the same pajamas morning to night.
This local resident is saying dirty laundry is somehow magically appearing in his hamper.
I ain't got the first clue of how I got 2 loads of laundry a day. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. America has seen a steep increase in Sasquatch sighting reports over the past month. However, scientists say these are false, and in fact due to barbershops being closed and a decrease in personal hygiene. In other news, horoscope writers are in a panic to make up ambiguous crap that applies to your life in the living room. And coming up at 10, how putting a paper bag over your significant other's head isn't just an insult anymore. It could be saving your life.
So, I have to say, beginning to end, that was decent. That was fine. That was fine. I chuckled a few times. Not the funniest jokes you're gonna ever hear, but it was fine, and it wasn't really political at all. It was just like that guy was actually like, oh, maybe a lot of people will watch this, so I'm just gonna do like my best skit and not shove in my weird conservative views. So props to whoever that guy is. Like that was fine. That was fine actually.
Wow, a good review from Leslie. And look, someone else I see some people in the YouTube feed saying Christopher on YouTube says the first chuckle I had, which honestly I'm hoping he just means from this video and not from our commentary, because otherwise I'm not feeling too good about these guys being the first funny thing on this.
But yeah, that's fine. Whoever that guy is, you're fine, dude. Don't associate with these guys because they're not funny. Just shut up about being conservative. Move to fucking Florida. There are lower taxes there, and then just do your thing, man.
Right. All right. Let's move on to the next sketch. Let's see what's next.
Hey, everybody. Steve Mudflap McGrew here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying healthy, and I hope you're washing your hands more than you did before. At this time, we need to be...
Wait, but I thought the whole comedy of this whole show was going to be like anti-lockdown, anti-coronavirus. This is all fake. And it's not.
It's kind of not so far. It's kind of not. They're kind of like most of the skits seem to think that it's real, and it's just like, oh, this is how we're gonna deal with it. We're gonna laugh about how we're sitting in our pajamas all the time, but none of them are just saying like it's fake. We don't care. I mean, I guess that's part of the premise, because all of these people are filming like by themselves, like they're not gathering in groups. So maybe this is a wing of the conservatives that actually are taking COVID seriously, and maybe they're the ones who are saying that Trump is doing such a good job about this.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's very strange because they are filming it the exact same way the liberal snowflake, cuck SNL people are by themselves. They're not, all getting together and doing this as an act of defiance. So I guess they kind of take it seriously. I don't know.
I think they just didn't like the easy comedy. Obviously, is the broader type, which everyone, like you said, everyone's home. So the comedy they're doing is basically based on that. Now, if they were really against the grain, if they were edgy, as they probably think they are, they would have done some real biting anti-lockdown commentary. But it's bizarre because you listen. Maybe these guys are the conservatives that think this is fine, like you said, and they're just heralding Trump's handling of it. But I don't know. I bet if you check Terrence's feed, you'll find him saying enough is enough. Reopen the economy. So I just think they just did it really. They went for the cheaper comedy, which is to go with the most obvious thing, because you would actually have to sit down and think if you were to make jokes that were calling for the lockdown to end. If you were to just not believe in the coronavirus, you would, an obvious thing would just be go outside and do something where you're pretending life is as normal, that everyone else is the weirdos. I haven't seen that yet, which I don't know. Who knows what that could possibly mean?
Yeah, it's bizarre because surely they could have gone to like people are outside and doing shit. If they wanted to do some comedy in defiance, they could have gone to the protests, but they didn't. They shot it at home like everything else. Like, people taking it seriously. It's just bizarre.
All right, well, let's see where this sketch goes. Something tells me not in a good way, not in a good trajectory.
Together on this, we need to keep everybody healthy, happy, and sane. And you know what does that? Laughter. Everybody needs a little humor in this lockdown time. So I'd like to introduce you to a cousin of mine. She's kind of a self-help guru. She's kind of the trailer park Martha Stewart, you might say. Please welcome my cousin, Quarantina.
Hi, everybody. So glad that you can join me here in my bedroom.
Okay.
As you see, I like to keep my house and my bedroom as clean as my kitchen. So many people have asked me, Quarantina, how do you take care of your long, luscious hair? I mean, I know you look like Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. They tell me that all the time, and I think they mean it as a compliment.
Oh, timely reference.
I take it as a compliment. First of all, I like to wipe everything down with alcohol. I find that using something like, Jack Daniels is good, but it's kind of expensive. So I like to use Jim Beam on a lot of my stuff, because alcohol will kill germs. And listen, ladies, it can help make you prettier too. Not that I need it, not that you need it. So that's one of the things that people have asked me about.
Man.
My furniture and my
This
hair.
guy's a
I wash
comedian?
my hair.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst
in
sketch so
cow's
far.
milk. And then I let it dry, and that kind of gives it this crispy, curly look. And then I spray it down with just a little hint.
It's like he didn't have an
Daniels,
idea
'cause that
other
is-
than the
that
name
is a scent that
Quarantina.
men love.
Right.
It's like it'll bring like
Although
tigers
again, I have to
a-
say this is
to
very
olive
SNL.
oil. I
SNL
learned-
would do that. They
I
would come
learned
up
that
with
from
one
Carol
pun
Baskin.
and try to make an
So-
entire character of it.
I don't know. I think this is even below them, to be honest. I think this is really bad so far. I mean, yes, they do they would go for the cheap joke of just cutting to drag or whatever, but I mean the content is really bad. It's even I mean,
I would say if you pitched this in SNL, they would run with this. They probably come up with a better sketch, but it would still be bad. But if you said Quarantina, she wears a wig and wipes down everything in alcohol, Michael Che would probably say, "Oh yes, let's do that." Yeah.
One really funny thing that I just imagined as you tried to convince me that SNL would do this is that someone on an SNL writer or someone working for SNL tonight is quickly on the phones right now telling them that they have to edit tonight's SNL season finale because the Quarantina skit has been done earlier in the night.
They always have a little bit extra in order to cut. And I think, they saw some things on this Deplorable Comedy Hour. They're probably, all right, we got to cut that bit near the end. They already did it.
I will say, just to leave it here as we go back, I do think that SNL would not do this sketch, but I could be wrong. Tonight, I'll guess have to tune into SNL and see if they came up with Quarantina.
I hope you enjoyed today's tips. What? There was something else I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, I am single, boys. I know a lot of guys are more attracted to my sister, Trailer Swift.
Oh my
She
God!
is
Why?
just
Why even
Come
say
on.
that? Why even say
Not
it?
just
like
a
me.
pun.
Well,
That's
I'm
just
the
a
same
pun.
one in the family. That's why I love a house that feels open and inviting to so many people. And I hope you're doing okay in this quarantine, because lockdown can make people a little nutty. I know some friends that they've gone over the edge, just gone way over the edge. I feel so sorry for them. Well, until next time, I love you boys, love you girls, love you everybody in the world. Love and kisses.
At least it was shorter than I expected. It was shorter than I expected.
Oh my God! I just want to give everyone a heads up. This is actually how they aired it, with the audio that distorted because it's too loud on their feed. This is not one of my many screw ups tonight. Oh boy, here we go.
Me with these great stories about his dad, Joe Sr., and his mom, Jean, and the neighborhood. He was pointing out the window.
Now, this is
telling
low
me who
effort for
lived
parents.
where when
This
he
is
was
very
growing
low
up.
effort.
He told me one story
This is
that
Instagram
I loved.
content.
He said he was
Yeah,
getting
this is
ready
his
to go
usual
to a
shtick.
junior high school
Yeah.
dance, and he didn't have any cufflinks.
This is
And
like
so his
B-roll
very
from his
creative
Instagram
mother,
feed.
Jean, got him a nut and bolt and made a pair of cufflinks for him, but I think he said he was mortified by that, and he's told her that, and she just looked at him and she said, Joey, if somebody says something to you about your cufflinks, you just say, what? You don't have a pair like that?
That was very boring, but
Wait, that was it? That's the. All right, listen. I don't know if everyone remembers about 10 or 15 minutes ago, but when I was describing his usual shtick, it's usually just I said it's him just reacting to a video he's watching. Now, I expected if he did one of his things for this this special Saturday Night Live show, he would have done a little bit more than that. No, he literally just grabbed probably a outtake that he decided wasn't good enough for his Instagram, and he handed it to these guys. What is the station even again? I don't remember. America's Voice News. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what this guy. Finally, someone outside. Maybe this is the one guy.
Okay. He was like, "Fuck COVID. This is fake."
Not wearing a face mask or anything. Let's see.
Lonely. Before you know it, you find yourself hanging out in the park, catching invisible fly balls from people that don't exist. Got it. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Oh, it's prank shit.
Got it.
What? Why is this even?
Okay,
This is like low-level YouTube prank stuff.
Yeah, this is low-level YouTube prank stuff, but it's decent low-level YouTube prank stuff. I'll give him that.
Right, it's wholesome.
I can give him pretending to catch a ball is a pretty okay prank to pull on people.
And it is.
I haven't been diagnosed officially.
We had an R bomb dropped.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, that word wasn't dropped by the conservative comedian. It was dropped by the guy passing by.
Where'd it go?
I guess. Aside from the slur, I guess.
No, I don't know if that was filmed recently.
Yeah, it might be. It might be reused. It might be reused. They're dropping B-roll on us now. They're dropping.
Right. No one was wearing a mask there, or looked like they were wearing anything that would cover your face. Like,
oh, that's so lazy. He just pulled out something. I feel sorry for Terrence. Like that guy just said. Well, Terrence did the same thing too. They just phoned this shit in.
Right. I don't know if that was. Listen, I know not everyone's wearing masks, but I'm assuming that if you're doing going out right now to shoot something, you're gonna see somebody. Like you're gonna catch someone on your camera. There's no way every single person that passes you by is not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
All right. What's Alec Baldwin prepares for SNL skit? Oh boy, this is gonna be really great. I'm sure. For 88th time.
Do this right. Can't believe this crap. I'm Alec Baldwin.
Oh shit! So it's Alec Baldwin.
I should have a crew.
It's the guy playing Alec Baldwin playing Donald Trump.
Right. You can't do that. You can't just
No.
you can't start doing a Trump impression and just start it off with going, "Hi, I'm Alec Baldwin," and saying that's Alec Baldwin.
Oh my God.
Lauren running over there at SNL. I hope you're watching, Lauren. Gonna do everything myself from my own apartment just because of this stupid stay-at-home order, which doesn't even apply to celebrities. Sucks being on quarantine. I can't even punch a paparazzi. Maybe I could order one in on Postmates. Get the crap out of them.
That's a decent joke.
Hilaria, could you shut those kids up? Those little bastards have been against me from the moment they were born.
Except
He does hate his kids. He does hate
that's
his
true.
kids.
Also, though, I know you thought it was a good joke, but no way Donald Trump knows what Postmates is. I'm sorry.
No, but it's Alec Baldwin. It's Alec Baldwin knows what Postmates is.
Right, but if he's supposed to be pretending to be Trump, then
No, he's not. He's this is Alec Baldwin that we're looking at while he's dressed up as Donald Trump, preparing to do SNL.
So why is he talking like Donald Trump then?
Because the person who does this is not
Right.
the sharpest.
Right.
Is just they're just bad at what they're doing. But I think this is supposed to be Alec Baldwin as Donald, not as Donald Trump yet. He just has all this stuff on, but this is before. They did say this behind the scenes.
I'm sorry, I was sort of confused by the idea being that this is Alec Baldwin dressed as Trump, but not yet doing Trump, by the fact that this guy is doing Alec Baldwin doing Trump. While
Yes.
Trump, yeah. I mean, the voice and everything is right there.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Someone should have thought this out better.
Hilaria, do you mind? I'm trying to do a sketch here. Stop pumping out the babies in the breast milk.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin does not talk like that. I'm sorry. He doesn't talk like
Yeah.
that. That's Trump.
Yeah, that is Trump as Alec Baldwin. In fact, it's funny because it's possible that this guy just regularly does a Trump impression. So I think maybe his Trump impression might actually be better than Alec Baldwin's. And so he's not, but he's not good at impressing Alec Baldwin. So he's just doing the Trump because it's easier for him.
Right. Someone on YouTube, Matt, who is not me, by the way, but a Matt on YouTube, I think he's hit the nail on the head here. Guy just wanted to do a Trump impression without insulting Trump, so he says he's Alec Baldwin. Yeah. I think that's perfect. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm becoming a hillbilly. My wife is barefoot and pregnant, and number 5 is in the oven. Okay, focus. She's so damn fertile. I think about sex and she gets pregnant. This is a nightmare. Somehow, this is Trump's fault. Oh, no more takeout. No more takeout, okay? I'm going broke. I haven't worked in months, plus I'm trying to stay relevant on this Titanic of a show, SNL. Where's my bourbon? Where is my bourbon? Oh, it's my brother, Steven.
There are too many references in this. Yeah. But at least it's moving
probably
fast.
Tell me how great Trump is. Hello, Steven.
Wait, I thought it was Adam who liked Trump.
Is it Adam? I'm going to look it up while we watch
talk
this.
To you about to do a
yeah, I know
Trump,
Adam is a right winger. I'm not sure if I don't think he's a never Trumper.
A New York blowhard
maybe Steve likes him.
Married an immigrant. What do you mean that's me?
Yeah, he's a conservative, Stephen Baldwin.
All right, I gotta go.
They got 2 of
them. Damn SNL writers. Sketches about me. Oh
wait, are you thinking of Adam Baldwin, like the Full Metal Jacket guy?
What's he in Full Metal Jacket? I know he's in Adam Baldwin. He's in I just mostly know him from the
Firefly,
Joss Whedon shows. Yeah, Firefly.
That's not a Baldwin, by the way. I thought you were talking about him, but I wasn't sure. Adam Baldwin's not related to them.
What?
Yeah, he's not a Baldwin brother.
Oh shit! I did not know that.
Yeah, he's not related to the Baldwin family.
Shit, I did not know that at all. I assumed he was. Okay.
No, Adam S. Baldwin, right? He is not. No, yeah.
Oh, he's a bit faker.
The Baldwin brothers are Alec Baldwin, Daniel Baldwin, William Baldwin, and Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so just happens to be another Baldwin in B level Hollywood shows, I guess. You know.
Listen, this isn't working, okay? I need a cameraman, a sound man, a director, a producer who's here. Well, I got the wig and makeup on myself, but the rest of this is just ridiculous. It's hard to do Trump like this. What? Lauren, let me remind you, I was in the blockbuster movie Hunt for Red October.
Why is he doing a Trump impression when he's not supposed to be on air yet as Trump?
Yeah.
Well, Marty cut a lot of my
He
scenes.
can't do a. He probably can't do
I can't
Alex.
do this myself. I'm losing it. I need help. All my kids are against me. I think my 4-year-old is Republican. She wants to do everything herself. The house is a mess. Everywhere I step, it's
But
either
it's funny
a
how
wet
much
yoga mat or a wet
Alec
diaper,
Baldwin and Trump
and the
have in
diapers are
common in their
mine.
life. Hate their
Fine.
kids.
I'll do it myself.
You know, not
But
great
the
with
script
women.
The writer sent over.
As an understatement.
The only funny line is, it's the Kung Flu from Wang Chung. And I can't say that because it's racist.
What's
The
Wang
rest is
Chun? That's not even.
funny.
That's not even
And
what.
it doesn't
the-
have an ending.
That's not even the place.
Yes, I know that's SNL's brand. Oh well.
Oh wait,
Well, I
he
like
just
that
called out
ending.
SNL for being
Just say
racist and
live
having
from
bad
America,
jokes.
It's Deplorable Saturday Night.
Right. What?
I think I can handle
That's
that.
so funny.
Live from America, it's Deplorable Saturday Night.
Wait, what?
Why did they put that at the end?
Oh, that's the it. Oh, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, they put that at the end. I guess that's kind of clever-ish to do that SNL intro at the very end.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm surprised that that's the whole thing because I was expecting more.
Yeah, that was it. It was
Wait,
not that.
But what his I'm pretty positive that there were people who were promoted to do this thing because he had a whole flyer, Terrence, and they weren't on it, right? I mean, I have to check this out now because the reason I'm so shocked it's over is because when you shared that thing, there was a lot of people on that list.
Yeah, there were a lot of people, and I guess, it didn't seem like everybody was on there. Like, I guess, maybe, was that guy Benny Johnson the one who did the one good skit? Was that? I guess that was Benny Johnson.
People said
didn't
that
seem
was
smart.
people said that wasn't Benny Johnson though, but Benny
Oh,
Johnson.
it was somebody.
But Benny Johnson
Yeah,
was who was he then? If Benny Johnson, if that wasn't Benny Johnson.
Yeah, who was Benny Johnson? Yeah, Benny Johnson doesn't seem smart enough to even put out a good 90-second sketch.
Right. All right. Let's see this list here. There's the list of people. I mean, that has to be Benny Johnson because I'm looking at who was on, and either the guy sitting in the Quarantine News desk was Benny Johnson, or one of the people the Quarantine News guy spoke to was Benny Johnson, because there's no other sketch that Benny Johnson was on that would make sense.
Or maybe they cut his segment. Who knows?
That would be really funny.
Yeah, but
that'd be really funny if Benny Johnson got cut from this.
Sorry,
mean,
I know we're pre-taping this, but we are gonna have to cut you for time.
It would have been even better if they were like, "Sorry, Benny, we were quality control. This just wasn't funny enough." Oh my God, man!
I have.
Oh, I gotta say,
I guess...
I gotta read this one to you, Leslie. I'm sorry because I'm enjoying this comment so much. Renee commented on me informing you about Adam Baldwin. Renee on YouTube says, "Matt out struggle session to Leslie."
Yeah, I guess so. I always assumed he was a Baldwin brother.
Yeah,
I like his work.
He's Gamergate Baldwin. He's the one who.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry for putting that shame on the Baldwin family name. They have much more other things to be ashamed about, but not Adam Baldwin.
Right.
So I think the guy who did the good skit was Nick Peterson. Maybe Benny was in it, but just briefly. Maybe he was the guy at the news desk. I thought it was the same guy, but they kind of look alike. So maybe. But Nick Peterson is the one who actually did this and was like, actually, I'm just going to do a funny sketch and not put all my weird conservative bullshit in it. And props to him. It's actually kind of decent.
Oh, wait, I'm seeing this that on from Ellie on YouTube. Benny Johnson was called out for not advertising the show on his Twitter. So maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was cutting. Yeah, I'm looking at the skit now, and Nick Pierce. Yeah, that's all Nick Pearson. So Benny Johnson wasn't in that one. So
I'm gonna see if people are tweeting at Benny Johnson. Benny, big fan. Why weren't you on the show tonight?
I don't think anybody that likes him enough to notice.
Benny Johnson has a whole listen, man. There are some terrible people who watch this stuff and enjoy it. I don't know if you were watching because when it was live, I jumped into the stream. Well, when it was live the first time, not when we were playing it for the 20th time. I noticed that like it was getting tons of thumbs up and laughing reactions on Facebook, and I'm like, what's going on here? Why are people enjoying this so much? But then I remembered that, well, yeah, people do enjoy this shit.
I mean, it was short. It was much shorter than real SNL. On the whole, I don't think it was less funny than SNL, especially the quarantine SNL. I actually think in a lot of ways it was less embarrassing than SNL because it didn't have like any of the self seriousness that SNL does. Like all these people kind of like know they're weirdos and losers, and so it kind of, I don't know, it makes it a little bit more endearing. Sometimes they had a funny joke. They didn't really go all out with the weirdo conservativeness. They tried to do humor, even like the choir or whether the MAGA choir. I think if you understand the joke, like it was actually just just making like a suburban, you know, wine mom YouTube video about quarantine, and that's, I mean, people do it all the time. Uh, it The problem with it is that Terrence just is not very good, or he doesn't understand his strengths. His strengths are not talking a lot. His strength are those cuts and those props. The workout twins, they're just not funny.
Right.
They don't have a. They're not funny.
Well, because
They
they're
should.
YouTubers, and usually YouTubers, unfortunately, I mean, if you're someone else who does YouTube, then that's different. But I mean, if you're just a YouTuber, usually,
Yeah.
quite honestly, you have no talent whatsoever. You're literally got nothing going for you.
Yeah, like they just post hundreds of videos of them eating like bad food, and like now they think they can pivot not only to comedy but to conservative comedy, which is almost never funny. I don't think so. Like the only funny moments were when they like let the conservatism go and just, you know, told jokes, and there were a couple of chuckles. There were a couple of funny parts. It was much better than I expected. It was not the disaster I expected. They knew to keep it short, even though like almost every skit was twice as long as it needed to be. It should have been like a 15-minute show. But and that skit with Quarantina, that there were just no jokes in it, and a lot of it had the no joke problem. But I could imagine like if they let the Nick Peterson guy kind of lead this thing, and let Terrence figured out that like he's just a prop comic, maybe they can make like a good 15 minutes once a month of conservative humor, and that would still be more comedy than SNL puts out in a month.
Dude, people in the live chat are shocked at you right now.
Like I mean, I would recommend those people.
They think you're being too hard on SNL and too kind to these guys.
Oh, yeah. Have you watched SNL? Have you watched Quarantine SNL? Come on.
I'll be honest. SNL has been really unfunny for very long. I actually have seen one of the quarantine shows, and I'll be honest, but I have a reason why I believe this, and I thought it was better than the stuff I had tuned into in recent months and years, because finally I felt like there was something different. Like they were forced to do something different, and maybe that's just why I enjoyed it more. I didn't know. I don't think I would call it funnier or anything like that, but it was just more entertaining or more. I wasn't bored or anything because it was just something different. You know, it was the same SNL for years and years and years. It's been the same SNL, like shit. You know, it's been the same. Every sketch is written the same way and the same design the same way. It's just always the same type of thing. And so for me, when I watched the quarantine thing, I was like, oh, they got a little creative. You know, I thought some of those Pete Davidson songs I saw were clever. I thought the The one where he was doing the I got the $2,000 and I'm holding it like I thought that was clever.
I guess the difference between this and SNL is like, these are just some conservative, weirdos who aren't good, aren't in anything I care about, mean nothing to me. So if they can make me chuckle a couple of times in 30 minutes, that's a net positive. While on the other hand, SNL, I'm watching Brad Pitt, one of our last few remaining movie stars, who's been in so many movies that mean so much to me, and watching him completely denigrate himself for a dog shit SNL script. It hurts me. It takes something away from me to see that. Whereas watching this, even if it's bad or even if it's worse, I'm not losing anything. Now I can't go back and watch fucking Fight Club or Seven without thinking of that fucking horrible, embarrassing skit that Brad Pitt should have had nothing to do with. Let the man be. Stop ruining every good celebrity we have. SNL.
I will say this, that SNL, like 99% of the time, even when something's not funny, they ruin it even worse when they do the serious, like they break like when you're talking about Brad Pitt.
Yes.
He did that opening on the last SNL quarantine episode, and he did the Fauci thing. It was liberal orgasms all over the place, I'm sure, because not because of Brad Pitt, because they love Dr. Fauci, actually. And which, whatever. I mean, he's clearly a smart medical guy, and he should be where he is. But liberals should not be masturbating to him. He's actually a very weird-looking little man. I mean, he's not attractive at all. I don't know what people see in that. I don't get that at all. But it is what it is. But then he had to ruin himself by getting all serious after not being funny and going, no, but seriously, folks, I want to thank all of our workers on the front line. Well, do you think they really, I mean, you're breaking it. You're breaking the third wall and ruining it for everybody.
Do it at the end of the show. Don't do the self-serious stuff in like the middle of the awful skit, like, because you're not laughing. And also, here's the part where you're not laughing.
Right. You know what it reminded me of, actually? You remember when John Cena got up on the you're a wrestling fan, right? I know you are.
Yes.
Remember when Osama bin Laden was killed?
Yes.
And
I couldn't forget it. I will never forget it.
And John Cena grabs the mic to tell the live audience that, what was it again? The exact wording?
He's been compromised to a permanent end.
A compromise to a permanent end. It reminded me of that when I saw it. I was like, what are you doing? You don't need to do this.
Brad Pitt takes off the sunglasses and says COVID virus has been compromised to a permanent end by President Donald Trump.
Now, this is something that is true. The day that the night Osama bin Laden that news came out that Osama bin Laden was murdered, I was at a big music fest in New Jersey that night called Bamboozle. I don't know if you've heard of it. It was 2011, right? Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like mostly punk and hardcore and stuff like that. But then they get like the novelty acts that aren't in those genres, but people who like those genres usually enjoy, whether it's they actually enjoy them or they like ironically enjoy them. And I was literally watching Insane Clown Posse at Bamboozle when Osama bin Laden was killed. And let me tell you, all I could think of when the John Cena thing happened was, can you imagine if ICP felt they needed to tell the audience? Like, can you imagine if ICP saw the news and felt like they needed to tell their audience, folks, I know you love what, you're down with the clown and all that, whoop whoop, but Osama bin Laden just got, I guess they would say Osama bin Laden just got whoop whooped. I mean, I don't know what else they would say. Like, completely unnecessary to break character there. That's how I feel about Brad Pitt. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, there are funny people on SNL though. Like, I do think there are funny people on that cast. I do think A.D. Bryan is very funny. I think Cecily Strong is good. I do not think Kate McKinnon is funny. I don't.
She's definitely not funny.
She is.
I like remember that 5 minutes when everyone thought that she was like the coolest person in the world for like it was just a real quick brief moment where she was super cool and then everybody found out that like she used to date fucking Barry Weiss and then she did that weepy Hillary Clinton song and then that was over for her as far as like being like a cool like celebrity.
Well, because SNL always had like the really funny woman cast member. You know, it was Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and then they left, and Kristen Wiig took over those reins, and I think Kristen Wiig is very funny. But then Kate McKinnon was sort of pushed as the next line of that, but she's whether you think those three people I just mentioned are funny or not, Kate McKinnon is without a doubt even lesser so of those two.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she's a very nice person. Who knows? But
No, I think she's I think she's a terrible person.
Who knows?
Actually. I think anybody who's friends with Barry Weiss is probably a terrible person.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta take back what I said. I just embarrassed myself. Anyone who's friends with Barry Weiss, not just friends with Barry Weiss.
She dated her.
Dated Barry Weiss.
Yeah, yeah.
Which means she read what Barry Weiss was writing and said, "This turns me on." I mean, I don't know what else.
Well, nobody reads Barry Weiss. Let's be honest, nobody actually reads what she writes.
True. Yeah, man. Oh, I forgot about that. That's, oh, jeez. But you know, really, I don't know what else to say about SNL other than I do think this was what we just watched was terrible. Do I think it was as bad as SNL? I don't know. That I know you think it was better than SNL, but I don't know. I don't know if I can.
I mean,
say that.
it was shorter and it didn't have any of my favorite artists destroying their credibility. So it's kind of like it almost anything can be better than SNL at this point.
Well, that's probably where we diverge because my favorite artists were on this show, and I'll never be able to look at Deplorable Choir again the same way. I mean, oh my God, Leslie, thank you so much for joining me to watch this. We will definitely have to. You'll definitely have to come back on the show again.
Yeah.
Where
thank you so much.
we'll talk about stuff. We'll have like a whole line of things to talk about, and there won't be any technical difficulties. They really screwed me up because I did this with, like I said, with Jared, and it went smoothly because I had the video on the computer. They messed me up with their terrible live stream, but I think we made it quite entertaining, all things considered.
Yeah, we made it work. We made it work. Thank you so much for having me on. If anybody enjoyed this, please check us out at patreon.com/struggle session.
Oh man, getting in that promo plug. I love it, buddy. Where can people check you out? Like check you guys out if they just want to find you online to you know the podcast. You on Twitter? Where can everyone go?
Twitter, podcast again. Patreon.com/struggle session. That's 2 bonus episodes most weeks for $5, and I'm on Twitter at Leslie Lee III.
All right, Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me, and we're gonna do it again sometime for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, take care, man.
All right, peace.
All right, guys. This was a special edition of Doomed. I'm thinking about how I'm going to put this on the podcast because unlike the quarantine thing, this was very visual in terms of the quarantine documentary. This is very visual, but whatever. Patreon.com/Matt Binder. Support the show. It's people like the wonderful Patreon subscribers who enable me to do this sort of stuff. And you could also go to doomedpod.com for the podcast version of the program. I'm going to just throw it up there. And if it's hard to listen to the audio, I'll make sure everyone knows to just go to watch it on YouTube, which is youtube.com/MattBinder. You could also support the show by telling all your friends about the program. You can tell your favorite podcasters and YouTubers you'd like to see me on their show, or I or them on my show. Let me read the patrons. I want to shout out my patron subscribers before we go any further. Abigail T, Adam Q, Alan B, Amanda H, Andrew C, Andrew H, Angela, RER, Baka, Ben, Benji, Bobby, Brosnan, Champagne Kami, Chris F, Christine H, Cindy, Colin, Connor, Cracker Barrel, CT, Cynthia, D, Dan K, Dank Uger, Dave K, David Z, Daya, Doug, Douglas V, Dragon Slayer, Eugene B, Fraz K, Free Hat, FTW All Day, Greywind, Greg D, Grim L, Hitesh, Igor, Jack D, Jacob W, Jameson Tess, Janelle A, Jasmine H, Jeremy M, JLS, John B, John S, Jonathan B, Joseph H, Joseph R, Joyce M, Justin, Katie, Kaushal, Lisa D, Mariah, Mark S, Max W, me, Mitch V, Michael B, Michael J, Michael M, Mr. Danks, NS, Nicole, Namdenet, Null Style, Odeth, Paul M, Penelope, Custer, Rad Dad, Remy, Ryan, Scott, Seth, Sean H, Sheena A, Silicone Baby, Stephen R, Stephen S, Steve A, TM, Tamney G, Terrence R, Hypervisor, This Is Not Pizza, Tina M, Tom M, Why That Thai Guy, Utopian, and Zoe. Alright guys, geez, a lot of comments. Let me get to the, I saw there were some super chats. Let me read the super chats, and then we'll call it a show for today. Renee, you need a technical difficulty screen with supermarket Bossa Nova Muzak from the 70s. Renee also said, wait to get Andy Kindler on screen. Very funny, Renee. And Tom from Yakubia with a $10 super chat. Thank you, buddy. This makes me wish the internet was never invented. Folks, hope you enjoyed this special edition of Doomed. I've already gone, with the technical difficulties, 2 hours. So obviously I'm going to cut out the technical difficulties. The show will probably be about an hour long when all things are considered. But I will give you guys a member show on another day, because I'm exhausted from that, working on all that, and we're already at the 2 hour point. But I just did a show Wednesday. This Sunday, there'll be another show this week. Member show then. Follow me on Twitter at Matt Binder. Again, the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Matt Binder. Pretty much everywhere, just type in Matt Binder, search, and you'll find me. Instagram, TikTok, twitch.tv/Matt Binder. Other than that, and I'll let you know when the next shows are going to be. Other than that, see you all next time on Doomed. Thank you all for joining me on this Saturday night. Quick, you can still go and catch Saturday Night Live right now. It's about to go live.